Hey babe, so today we are going to be testing out the Rose Quartz eyeshadow palette by Primark or Pennies, and this is only €10, so let's get straight calls to me at the bottom. Now this has fallout, straight away I noticed that, but fallout doesn't really like bother me as long as it applies well. We'll go in a bit, I'll zoom you guys in.
Going in with the shade Blush Hour, guys.
So I'm going to go in with this shade first. Off the bat, pigment. No, actually, I'm actually really shocked. Honestly, because sometimes I trash the penny shadows that I've tried and I'm very harsh on them. But this is definitely pigmented. Off the bat, pigmented. Which I am shocked by. That's actually nice. That's actually really nice. So nicely. I'm actually really shocked. I hope it's showing up on... It's probably showing up a bit lighter on camera, but in real life, up close, it's definitely very, very pigmented. Very pinky tone. It is the peach shade. So the next shade that I want to go in
Going in with the shade Flamingo.
This shade right here, which is just kind of... It looks like a deeper version. I'm actually going to go in with my BH Cosmetics brush. It's like a little angled brush for this shade. I'm going to go in. So as I said, this is like a darker sister version of the other shade that we just used. Ooh, that's pretty. They're almost the same shade when I'm testing them out. There's a slight difference. So I'm going to go back into that shade. Just pat that in like I told you guys. That's what I usually do anyway. I really like this so far. So that shade was okay, but it was kind of too light. It reminded me of the other shade. So I'm going to go in with my flat top brush and we're going to deepen this up using this shade.
In the shade Firecracker.
Which is like a corally orange shade, a brick shade nearly. So when I put that on my brush, the pigmentation straight away is actually shocking. It looks so good. So I'm going to put this on the outer corner. Ooh! Oh my god. This is so nice. So I'm patting this in. I'm dipping in again. This is actually so pigmented. I am shook. Honestly shook. Because I definitely didn't give the Pennies eyeshadows a chance before. I used a palette that was very, very bad. It was one of their single pan shadows. And I've seen those shadows work beautifully, but I just didn't give it a chance. I was just like, But definitely so happy that I've gone and bought more. Because they're so cheap, but they are so, so good as well. Honestly, such a cheap range, and it's actually really good. So, obviously we have that patted in. I'm going to pat in a bit more. I'm taking it, patting it in. I knew there was going to be fallout. So, with any type of eyeshadow, there's fallout. So, you can get fallout with any eyeshadow. That's why I did my eyes before the rest of my face. So I'm going to go in with a different Rule 20 that I used before and blend out the edges of this. Oh, this is like so pretty. Okay, it's not, I don't know whether this brush is probably not the easiest to blend it out with this type of brush. It's blending out, but it's blending it out kind of taking the pigment away, I promise. And I really like the shade though. For autumn, it's very pumpkin spice latte kind of thing. Like it's very, if that even made any sense guys in my weird brain, but it's very like autumnal, whatever. So I'm going to take this angle brush that I used before and try this because it's probably going to blend better with this because it's a smaller brush. Yeah, this is definitely blending better with this smaller brush. But I'm going to go back in and pat it in. It's just so pretty though, especially when it's patted in. Kind of cheap but also cheerful. Oh my god, the ice cream man just chooses to come around now in my estate. So, like, just ignore that guys. Sorry. So, I don't know why I'm whispering because there's no one in, like, the house. So, that is so pretty. So what I usually do is I'll take a wet baby wipe, well, a baby wipe is wet, and just go like that to get that carved out edge. No product, but I'm just using the same brush to try and just blend it throughout the crease. Oh my god, this shade though. It might not blend out perfectly with my fluffier brush that I usually use for blending, but when I'm using this brush, it's actually very, very pretty. The only thing I will say is I wish it had a deeper shade than this kind of colour. I wish I had a deeper shade that wasn't shimmery. Like, it has this shade here, but it's shimmery. And it has this shade here, but it's shimmery as well. And we have a black, which looks so good. I'm so shocked at that. So we're definitely going to try and go in with the black. I'm gonna do the black, but I'm gonna use a smaller brush probably. I'm sorry guys, this is the Morphe E17 brush, but it's perfect little shape for a black colour.
Taking the shade Cafe Noir.
This black right here. This is my little brush that I'm gonna go in with. So ignore that guys, somebody is calling me and I'm like, why every time I film someone calls? So I'm gonna just pat that in. I would suggest just to pat it in. Okay, so off the bat it's not looking the most probably pigmented so far, but so I'm gonna go with the black shade again. This is upside down every time guys, honestly. Putting a bit more product on it, but again not going crazy. This black is not the most amazing black, but it is doing the job, I will say. I'm blending it out slightly, but then it's not the most kind of pigmented black. Like when I swatched it I was so shook, but it's not the most. But when you pat it in and just kind of don't blend it too much, it looks quite pigmented. I definitely am enjoying this palette. Like this palette is definitely going to be in my permanent collection. Like if I don't like a palette that like, and I don't mean to be bad, but I have a lot of palettes, but if I don't like a palette, and I don't mean like, oh I have a lot of palettes, look at me, like no, if I don't like a palette that much I'll probably give it to my mom or like a friend, but not if I hate the palette. Like if the palette is good enough to be given to someone and I know that they'll enjoy it more. But if the palette is just like terrible, then I will like throw it out or whatever. So I'm just trying to pat this in. I've definitely taken this a bit further than I would have, and the 220 brush, and just blend it out a little bit. Now it's translating more into a black grey type of colour, but I'm going to try my finger, because when something is not as pigmented, like it looks so pigmented, but when it's not blending, I will go in with my finger. And it's a desperate move, but I will do it. And it's working. It's definitely working. We're not going to let the black ruin. So I'm going back in with that red shade and I want to pat it over the middle. We're getting rid of that look that kind of messed up. The black is definitely patchy though. So if you're getting this palette, like the other shades, so far this palette is very pretty with the other shades. Maybe just use a different. The black has definitely given us the definition and the smoky look. It's like a grungy smoky look that we want. Peachy shade that we started off with. Because I want to blend that back into the look, because it's been lost with all the black and with the black and the deeper shade that we've been using. I'm just so shocked at how pigmented these shadows are. Patting it in first of all, just patting it in. Not really blending it in too much. I'm just going to pat it in. I'm letting the black sit as a smoky look. It's not going to be as defined as I want it to be. But if you're into that real smoky look, then it's very nice. This palette definitely has a lot of fallout, which I don't necessarily mind. If you like hate fallout, but you think the pigmentation and the price I think is very good, so it might be worth it. So I'm going back in. I know I'm always doing this, but I'm going back in with that orangey, pumpkin-y deep shade that we've been using the whole time, that I've been obsessed with. So alas, the black has not ruined the look, so I'm very happy about that. Very happy about that. The black is definitely not really, it's just real smoky looking. So you can see the fallout. There we go, you can just do that and it goes. So the colour that we do not like, the black, but the colours that I do like is pretty much every other colour I tried is really nice and really stunning and pigmented, and I'm really surprised at this palette. I really do like it. So taking a bit of the pink and the peach shade, tapping off the excess a tiny bit. This is part of the reason why I'm not wearing anything on my face because we're gonna get fallout, but on my face it's really not giving me much fallout at all. I have palettes that are higher end, probably more pricey palettes, and that have given me a lot more fallout than this. Now fallout is something that I personally don't really mind. I'm taking this very tiny Y22 brush from my eyes. Now we have it lined. I'm going to take a tiny bit of the black. I know I don't like the black. I know I've been whinging about the black. But on the same brush, just to kind of go at the very outer. So I actually do really like the eye look so far. Besides black, which we've gotten over. We spoke about the black too much. Let's move. Which is actually surprisingly very pigmented. A reddish pinky colour. Pigmented enough. This one, it's like a silver. Very Makeup Revolution Super Size Conceal and Define concealer in the shade Sea Granny. So I'm gonna take this big brush that comes with the concealer. So I'm gonna take my tiny little brush. This is from In. Now we're gonna go around this concealer and blend it in with the rest of the eye look. But first I want to take a shimmer to see. There's some of them that are just bad. Now these two are two of my favourites. It's like a pinky red colour, and then there's a lighter colour. Now usually I'll take a lighter colour when I do this sort of thing. It's just basically a setting spray. I can't speak, I'm sorry. This is the Morphe. It doesn't have a number on it, but it's a little small Morphe brush. So I always spritz my brush, always. I know it might be like, people might be like, how are you going to text it without spritzing your brush? But I always spritz my brush, so I'm just want to give it usually. But because this look is very dark, I'm going to go in with this light shade here. I'm going to
going in with the shade Moulin Rouge.
Going over, I'm going to go up and down all around it. I was saying before my camera rudely interrupted me, the thing I was saying was, I don't like when shimmers don't have a lot of fallout. Like these are very, very pressed. They're too pressed in my opinion. I prefer a fallout. A shimmer that has a lot of fallout because it's more pigmented. But then I put it on and I just ate my words. That is so pretty. I am so shocked, and in a good way. Like, I'm very impressed with these. So I'm going back in with that to try and blend it in, going over the black a bit. I'm trying to just blend that over, using it again. And I'm not gonna lie, usually when I use the Primark shadows, I would never use them again. I would be like, oh, I think I'll use them again. I'd try and use them again, and I would just not use them again. I would give them away, throw them out, whatever. But definitely really like this fluffy brush. I don't know what brand it's from, a random brand. Taking the Pure Arctic Ice. This is a highlighter that I got in Primark. That was like the range that I said looked like exactly like the Rihanna Fendi Beauty range. I'm taking this in my inner corner. Oh, this is so pretty. Yeah, there we go. Just slightly under my look, and I'm so happy that it worked out. I feel like I didn't give the other palettes a try, so for that I am sorry. Finish the rest of my eyes. I'm gonna go in with liner and lashes, and we're gonna come back and I will give you guys my final thoughts on this palette. Here's an up close look. I know this doesn't look like it's blended out that well right here, and it's because the black, but hi guys, so something so annoying happened. I was editing, ready to just edit the video, and I realized that my outro had gotten deleted. So let's do the outro again. And I took off my lip product. I did put another highlighter over the highlighter that I was showing you guys. But anyway, the Rose Quartz palette by PS. So my thoughts on this are, I really, really love it. I love how the look has turned out. It works so well. I just don't like the black, but I love the peach, the pink, and the other shade that I tried. I will be trying this palette. It will be definitely going in my permanent eyeshadow collection. I have a lot of eyeshadows, so this is definitely a keeper for me. I would definitely suggest that if you like warm tones and if you want a cheap, affordable palette and you want to go and get it in Primark, then I would say go and get it. It's only €10. The colours are very, very pigmented besides the black, and I'm not a big fan on the shimmers being pressed so harshly as they are. And of course I would love the names to be written on it, but I mean it is only €10, so I really do recommend it. I really like it. If you want to check this out, the Rose Quartz palette, or if you want to try it, I'm not sure if it's an exact dupe for the Huda Beauty palettes. I will try and test that out in another video, but I really do like it and I'm very impressed. I'm so happy that I gave Primark eyeshadows a second chance. I'm really, really happy. So I was also showing you guys that I went in with this Pure Arctic Ice Highlighter by PS. It's only €4, so it's so affordable. I was showing you guys, it's so blinding. The swatch of it, I put this over my foundation, so obviously I'm not going to do this again. I did my full face, all of that good stuff, and I put this highlighter over, and it's so blinding. Now this is mixed with a bit of my Anastasia Beverly Hills, one of my highlighter palettes, but definitely this by itself is just so blinding. So yeah, I'm really impressed with that. So thank you so much for watching the video. I'm so happy. I hope you guys liked this video. If you want me to do more of these style videos, let me know. If you liked the video, give it a like, smash that like button. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I am very active on Instagram and I do a lot of makeup looks there, so I'd love to have you guys. I will link all the products where you can buy them down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I really like this palette and I'm so excited to test out more Primark makeup that I bought recently in a recent haul. This doesn't have to be the end of our journey. I have so many videos, so I'm going to be linking them down below to check out, and I love you guys. And we're going to give these the little cheesy slash kind of, you know, trying to be sexy makeup look at the end. So here you go.